Hi guys, it's Michelle from Pretty Petticoat Sewing. And of course I got 12 minutes or 20 minutes, and it might even have been 40 minutes at this point, but I've gotten a little bit into this project and forgot that I have a place to hold my camera finally again, so at least my phone, so I can put my phone up there and let you guys watch me struggle through this. I've only got 2 of them left to do, but while I'm starting to get them worked out, I will just explain. I got a little ironing board stations for Christmas. There's 2 matching ones. There's one on top of the other one, if you can see that. So I've got one up here upside down because what I want to do is switch the direction that the ironing board pieces are going. So if you look, this piece is the rounded end, and I want this side of the piece, and it will make more sense once I put it together. But whenever you put the little cubbies inside here, they only go one way because there's a lip at the back to keep them from falling out the other side. So what I want is to have cubbies coming out of each side, which means turning the ironing board around so that they're both facing the same direction. And again, it'll make more sense once I'm completely finished with it. But unfortunately, I only have in my sewing room teeny tiny tools, and I think my husband has all of his work tools at work. So, and he's downstairs playing with his new Christmas toys, so I don't want to bother him today. But I am going to do as much of this project as I can on my own, and this part's really not that bad. It's time consuming, but it's not nearly as bad as all. Oh, see there, it came right out at the end. Now this one is being a little bit of a futzy nut. It's tightened in pretty tight, so I'm having to struggle with it to get it loosened. And I've tried it twice now, and I haven't had much luck. And I don't know if I've just got the wrong angle. I definitely got the wrong tools for this, but it is a screwdriver, so let me see. I'm going to try my other screwdriver if I can reach it, because I think it might give me a little bit more strength. I've got a lot of stuff piled up. You can see there's nothing over there. I am redoing my entire sewing room. Not redoing, I'm actually finally doing my entire sewing room. So on this side of the room is my table that has everything on it, but nothing else in the sewing room is ready yet. I've got these. I'm very excited. I'm going to be able to start putting some things away in the little cubbies. But first I have to get it to do what I want it to do. So here you go. I have a teeny tiny screwdriver from my sewing machine, and this is, I don't know if you could, this is shameful. This is a little tiny old screwdriver that's not going to work for anything. I don't know what I was thinking. This screwdriver, I bet, works a lot better once I get it loosened. It's just a question of getting it loosened. Oh, I've got the wrong angle again, so I'm going to try this way. Nope, now I'm off camera. Hold on. There you go. I'm going to try this way and see if this works. And also, I would like to send a big thank you out to my friends Corey and Amanda. I have a brand new set of circle lights, and which of course aren't plugged in yet, but I do have a brand new set of circle lights and a phone holder, which is right there, to hold my phone if I want to film on my phone. And soon, hopefully, we're so close to having all the sewing boxes gone through, so theoretically at some point I might actually find the box that has the actual camera in it. I found the box that has the lights in it, and it has can't think of the name. Oh, my iPad holder in it, so I can also film with my iPad, but it did not seem to have the camera in it. So I might be wrong about that. Maybe it's just buried underneath everything. I hope not, but if it is, that's okay. Once I get those lights unpacked and put up here, then I'll know that my camera was underneath it, and that would be so cool if it's not in another box. So this is an incredibly difficult thing to do, and you can hear it bouncing. It's the reason it's bouncing is because it's not catching in there very well, and these have to be the tiniest little bitty screws that I've ever seen in my life. So definitely a little FYI, not an FYI, DIY project. It's an FYI, I'm doing a DIY, but probably when you do DIYs, I'm going to guess that anyone who's an actual DIY person is going to tell you you should start with the right tools. I'm probably going to be ready to chop some fingers off by the time I finish this, because it is not very nice on your fingers. So the good news is, oh, there it is. I hit the in-between spot. Now it's coming out. Okay. The good news is it's never that difficult whenever you are taking the screws out of your sewing machine, which is the only time I ever really used these guys. So not very much of a tool person. I'm sure my husband would be happy to tell you that. So I have taken the rolled end. Let's see if I can push this out of the way so you can see. So I took the end with the curve off, and I'm going to set that aside over here as off screen. But so what I want to do is make the end that's not curved be on this end, right? So I'm just going to put this right back down where that was. And they're both ends are put together exactly the same way. So all I need to do is get the screw back in there. Tiny screw. But if you set it down in the right place just right, you can wiggle it down just enough that you can then get it screwed in with the screwdriver. And there's a lot of spots I'm holding down right now just to make sure that everything goes back in correctly, because I would definitely not like to have my husband fix it for me. So I'm paying attention to what I'm doing, just like I do when I clean Astrid. I'm just making sure that everything is sitting exactly where it's supposed to be sitting. Oops. So that this goes together correctly. I figured this was one of those little bitty projects that, like, I couldn't possibly, it's 4 screws, and they come out one way and go back in the exact opposite direction, but in the same exact place. So cannot possibly be so hard that I can't do it. And then Jake is going to build me a stand, because you can't see it, but I'm sitting down and this is like up to my mid-thigh. So this is not nearly tall enough to be a real ironing board. But what I want is, and you see now I'm running into what is appearing to be my first problem, which is that these were not lined up very well, which is probably why they were crooked. So I'm going to unscrew these a little bit and see if I can't wiggle this. Because while they're put in both the exact same way, they were also not, they probably didn't measure from one side to another to make sure that these brackets were in the exact same spot, which means that I need to figure out how to if I can, I need to figure out, there it is. Okay, so I've got it lined up now. Okay. It just requires a little bit of wiggling. And at some point I will get it lined up. And if this doesn't work, then I will ask my husband for help. But it should work okay. It's just a question of getting it lined up and then squidgied in. So manhandling it works. Ta-da! I did it. Okay, so then we've got one more, and that's on this side. And because I got that first one lined up, this one lined up, So all you had to do was just a little bit of rough handling it and squatting it and squashing it, and not squatting it, squashing it into place. Squats are not my favorite thing at all. Let's be clear with that. All right, so now, oh geez, all right, so now you just tighten it down, and it's a little difficult to do, again, because these are really super tiny screws, and this is a super tiny screwdriver that's really meant for the sewing machine. I hope I don't break it because I don't want to have to buy new ones. All right, so just screw them down as tight as I can get them. It's been a long time since I've done anything like this, much less by hand. I think I've used an electronic screwdriver once or twice in the last few years, but not anything like this. So for furniture type things, not for my sewing machine. I use these for my sewing machine all the time. And I don't know, this may not be the most exciting video right now, but I'm pretty excited myself because this is the beginning of my sewing room finally starting to take shape in the new house. And I'm really excited about that. Oops, all right, so I've got this side. Now look at this, woo, I got it. And then there's this little thing, whenever it's upright, there's this thing, which, let me just back it up, this thing, which I just hooked back into place. It just hooks into these little side spots. And I'm thinking I'm gonna put some E6000 in there or something. But then this just pops underneath this ridge so that whenever it's standing up, it won't close. But then it falls down here and this closes. So for right now, we're just gonna leave it alone like that. So, and then I'm gonna flip this around, and I'm going to put the other side back on. And that's the side that has the rounded edge, just like this one, like so. And put that down. And yep, you got to make sure that your little things are up where they're supposed to be. And because I know from the other side that these didn't line up very well, I already know from this side that I have to make sure that everything shimmies in somewhere close to where it needs to be. So the first thing I'm going to do is just tighten these little screws down, and okay. And then I'm going to, after I get them started, so my honey was going off to pick up some salt for work this week. I mean, he's not supposed to be working this week, but he's heading out. So I wanted to make sure I said goodbye before he left. Okay, so sometimes it's a little hard to do between my nails and just trying to use my fingertips, but you can get these little dudes started. And once you get them started, that's really all you need. It's just a question of getting there. Jeez. Not always easy, but it is definitely doable. It's definitely doable. At this point, I am starting to feel the slight, very slight, like just discomfort from handling a whole bunch of little pieces of metal in the tips of my fingers. So, it's a little harder right now. Okay, I got it. Okay, so now, theoretically, everything's nice and lined up, right? So we just need to start screwing the screws in. And because they tipped over on their sides there, I just wanted to make sure they went right back up. And the first couple of turns are actually not that hard, so you can do it with one, oh, I can do it with one hand, and it doesn't really hurt. But sometimes, especially when things aren't lining up properly, it's a little tricky. So now I got those two in, and then I'm going to put this side in, which is being a little wobbly, but once you get it started, it lines up a little bit better. And then this one, same thing. And then, whew, it is seriously very warm in here. I'm gonna run across the room for a second and turn my AC back on, which is weird. I know it's the middle of December, but I am absolutely just dying in here. Okay. Whew. Goodness. All right. Now, let's try this one more time. I almost took my face out with this thing that was hanging there. Okay. So, just a few more bits of traumatizing tightening. And then this side will be done. And then I can show you what I did. So, almost there. Almost there. Whenever it starts getting a little tight, the screw, whenever it's getting really close to being completely where it's supposed to be, it gets a little harder to hold on to this little tiny screwdriver at the same time. You're trying to do 3 different things at once. You're trying to press, you're trying to twist, and you're trying to hang on to the screwdriver. So, and I know my lights aren't super great in here, so I have some shadows. I'm sorry about that. I don't know if I can make them any less shadowy. Oops, that's probably not helpful. Okay, so, oops. I almost took that screw out instead of putting it in. Let's not do that. And then after I'm done with this and I flip this right side up and show you what I've done, then I am going to, I'm gonna call it a day on this particular video. I might have another one, but I'm gonna take a little break and go downstairs and soak my hands because they are really starting to hurt quite a bit. So I am actually off of work this entire week. My company's in shutdown for the holiday. So I am hoping to sneak a few videos in between now and the end of the year just to show you guys I am moving forward. I am getting my sewing room up and running. It's just not as completely there yet as I'd like, but I don't mind sharing with you the process of what I do to get my sewing room to where I want it to be. So I think just a few more turns. My poor hands are definitely feeling it now. But I want to make sure that this is nice and locked into place. So the other side is the same way. I want to make sure I haven't missed it yet. This one's very not done yet, so okay, hold on. Oops. I think this one is not being very happy the way it's going in. Okay. Oh my goodness. I think I've worked this hard in a while. Okay. All right, well, I think I got that. My hands are so numb at this point. I don't know if you can see it. I just dropped my... All right, so I'm just gonna pop over here so that I can show you what we're working with. And I'm just gonna move this up a little tiny bit so that you can see everything, okay? So, I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna take this wire piece and I'm gonna put it back on right here. And then I'm gonna take this, flip it so that it is right side up. Now, I put it over here so that I could show you what we were working with to begin with. And I think that, yeah, so this is gonna go this way. Put that there. But this is what it looks like when it gets to you, right? I mean, it's folded up, but I don't have a lot of room in here to stay on camera, so bear with me. So this is what it is. It is, okay, let's see. It's about, yay big. It's not fitting completely on camera. It has these little wire bits that, like I said, they just hook into the sides and they go down. You're probably familiar with this system. There's one on this side as well. It comes out, this folds down. And you have this little system of cubbies, right? So they're very cute. They're just teeny tiny little cubbies. It does come with wheels. There's wheels in here. I don't know if you can see them. But there's a little bag of wheels in here. But I don't think I'm going to put them on wheels because I really don't want them on wheels. I actually think I want to build a little pedestal for them. And so see, when you put it in, it can't go out the back side because there's little lips back here that hold it from falling out, okay? And then down here we have two larger size drawers that are the same thing, right? There's one here and one right below it. So this is what I was working with, and as you can see, this one right here, it just comes up to like mid-thigh. These are not tall enough to be real ironing boards. I don't know what anyone was thinking when they made these, but they are also incredibly cute. And since I have them, I am going to have Jake help me build a base to put them on. And they're gonna be right here coming out of this wall in my sewing room. And so what I wanted to do, because there's a lip, and so the little baskets come out a certain way, they come out, this is the, let's see if I can do this and show you at the same time. This is the rounded end of the ironing board. They come out to the right of that rounded end, okay? But they do that on both of them. And if I put them together with the rounded ends both facing this way, then they either come out to each other, like there's a rounded end right here, and one of them will be coming into the other one. Or I can put them opposite and they'll both be coming out the sides. And I didn't want to do that, so hence the changing the ends to be opposite. So, after all that, we want to, like I said, they're short. We're going to build a pedestal for them right here. But I've got this one here, and this end is the rounded end. And I have this one here, and this end is the rounded end. So as you can see, my rounded ends are together. So we're going to build a pedestal. This side is probably going to get glued to be permanently up. That's my theory. And then I'm going to do the same on this side, because the ends that are against the wall are never really going to move, right? But now, so now we've got that lined up, and I have a double wide space here, which is perfection. But here's the special thing. Cubby. So now I have cubbies that come out from this side. These all go in just like this. They don't go any further back because of the lips that are on the inside. And instead of being to the right of the oval end, the rounded end, they're to the left. But on this side, the one that I didn't change, the cubbies are right here to the right of the oval side, oval rounded side. Whew. You can tell I'm tired. I can't even talk today. All right. So now, once we build a pedestal, this will be up this high. So this will be a perfect height for ironing. And it's facing opposite directions. I've changed these ends so that I can have a double wide ironing space and be able to get to the cubbies on both sides, because I did want to make sure that I could make use of those cubbies. Ta-da! I'm very proud of this. I just did that all by myself. and it went back together correctly. They're pretty sturdy. They're just too short. This is a ridiculous height for an ironing board. And even with the wheels, it would only be a little tiny bit higher. So this is quite silly. I don't know who actually manufactured these. I love the look. I love the ironing boards are great. They're a little narrow and they're short, but they're a good size. They're a good size. But whoever decided on the height of this, I think one more drawer might have done you better. So unfortunately, fortunately, I really love the rest of the design. So I am going to build a pedestal for it to sit on, and it's going to be up this high. So thanks for watching me today. Hopefully the next couple of days I will be doing a couple more little videos like this. They may not be very long. Some of them might be a little boring, some of them might be a little bit more exciting, but we are building the infrastructure inside my sewing room now, so I'm pretty excited about that. And for the first time in my life ever, I have an air conditioner on in the middle of December, at the end of December, going into winter. So clearly I'm doing a lot of heavy lifting in here, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. And I really look forward to more little videos showing you guys what I'm putting in here, what I'm setting up, little things that I got for Christmas. For example, just because it needs to go here anyway, I got a lovely wool pressing mat that's perfect. It fits right here on top of that. It can also sit on the table next to me for ironing, so that's amazing. I'm just gonna sit down for a second, but so we are doing that. Over there is my old sewing machine. I'm just gonna see if I can take this off. This is a new device, so bear with me. There we go. And as you can see, we are definitely still a stack of stuff over here in the corner. Whole bunch of ribbons and trims and bags of all sorts of things. And Claire, Bess is over here. Maggie's hiding over there behind those bags. And this is my sewing table. So as you can see, right now it's just got all the things on it, and it's incredibly, this is my new phone holder with the ring lights. I've just got to get that plugged in. Obviously I need to clear off space in here. So, and then over here, my new girls, which I'm sure you will be happy to meet. This is Layla, and this is Rose, and they are the newest body forms in our sewing room. So they'll be joining us on future videos as well. Anyways, it's been 27 minutes, it says, and I'm very surprised because I thought that would be a 10-minute video, but apparently using a screwdriver is not my forte. So we will be seeing more on this as we put a pedestal underneath it and bring it up to the proper height. And then we're going to start getting things on the walls, my spools of thread, shelves, and things like that, plus cubbies around the perimeter of the room where I won't have tables. So it's going to start coming together pretty soon, and I'm very excited about it. As you can see, there's a little bit of a lip right here. So we are going to have to work on that. I suspect that it is just that, it's the wire underneath that doesn't hold it up right where it needs to be, which is fine because I'm going to E6000 that and get it to stay exactly where I want it to. So once I do that, you can see that it evens up. There's the gap, and then it evens up. And we actually have the same thing, if you can see, on that end. So we're going to have to use a little bit of glitter dust and glue, I guess, to get that to stay the way I want it to. But it's just, you know, these are certainly not, you know, luxury fancy ironing boards, and if anybody knows if those exist, please tell me, because I'd love to know. But they are super cute, and they will do exactly what you want them to do, and it just takes a little bit of TLC to get them to stay where you want them to, and then you will have a cute little, well, I will have a cute little set of ironing board space that has a cute little set of cubbies underneath. So I'm pretty excited about it. All right, I'm going to stop making you guys dizzy. I know I've just done that way too many times, but I've got a nice little 30-minute video. It's been so long since I've been on, and I miss you guys so much. So please don't forget to subscribe, follow me. I am definitely going to be doing a lot more videos in the new year. See you later. Bye.